Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Novan Seilatu, and I'm a student from State University of Jakarta, Indonesia, majoring in management and business. And today, I would like to present to all of you about my paper with title "The Effect of Job Satisfactions and Workload on Turnover Intentions in CV Mitra Tanindo for International Conference on Social Science and Humanities." So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the agenda style. This is the agenda of my presentations. Will be started from the introductions and then following with purpose of the research, and then I will tell to all of you about the methodology that I use, and then the result and also discussions. And the last but not least, at the end of my presentations, I will close with conclusion. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that I would like to deliver to all of you is about the introductions for this research. Recently, the current economic development cannot be separated from the role of supporting human resources of an organization. As is known, human resources are a valuable asset of companies that determine the company against the company goals. Even though the company has a great objective or has a great goals in the future, equipped with sophisticated facilities and also infrastructure, but without good human resources, it takes great difficulty to achieve the company goals. So when we are talking about turnover intention is a phenomenon where employees have the desire or intentions to look for alternative jobs in other companies. Recently, turnover is still becoming a serious problem, especially in the field of human resources management related to high labor rotation. Turnover intention is an event where employees have the intentions to find work in another company. Turnover or labor rotation is a real form of turnover intention, which will be a very serious problem for the company, especially if employees have a great expertise and have a lot of experiences and also have a good skills that decide to leave, where employees like this are actually needed by the company or even someone who has a vital positions in the company. So it is absolutely unfortunate for the company if the employees decided to leave from the company. So CV Mitra Tanindo. CV Mitra Tanindo is a fertilizer distributor company located in Central Java, Indonesia. CV Mitra Tanindo is the official distributions of the fertilizer company PT Indonesian Fertilizer Parent Company. In addition to handing over fertilizer, CV Mitra Tanindo is also actively involved in supervising subsidized fertilizer in Central Java. The problem with turnover intentions in the company can be seen from the first table. As you can see in the first table on the top right in the slide, from January to December, and the total of turnover intention rate for the employee in CV Mitra Tanindo is 19.23%. According to the research that has been conducted by Riedel in 2016, said that the number of members must not be more than 10%, because if more certainly there are many factors that cause high turnover. So that 19.23% is fairly high. In addition to employee intention data, I also carried out research by distributing questionnaires totaling 30 to employees of CP Mitra Tanindo. It aims to find out what factors affect employee turnover on CV Mitra Tanindo. And as you can see on the second table on the bottom of the presentations, there are several factors that are suspected to influence employee turnover intentions. It started in the first place is job satisfaction with 63%, and then following by work motivation with 57%, and then workload with 53%, and then compensations with 43%, and then work stress with 37%, and then work environment with 33% also, and work discipline with 43%. And this is the table. When I did my research, when I conducted my research in CV Mitra Tanindo, I also distribute totaling 20 questions for the employee to determine what factors most influence in workload. And I found there are three statements with a fairly high presentations, from the excess working time with 70%, and then facilities do not support work with 55%, and lack of training from the company with 55%. So from the table above, it can be concluded that employees tend to feel excessive working time because in 1 week, the nominals according to the regulations of the Indonesian Ministry of Manpower are only in 40 hours. But in this company, employees are required to work for 48 hours a week, not to mention if there is a loading goods, which is usually done on Sunday. So ladies and gentlemen, we can move to the next slide and I'm going to tell to all of you about the purpose of study. So the first one is to identify the influence of job satisfactions on turnover intentions on CV Mitra Tanindo employees. And the secondly is to find out the descriptions of job satisfactions, workload, and turnover intentions on CV Mitra Tanindo. And the third is to identify the influence of workload and on turnover intentions on CV Mitra Tanindo employees. So this is the conceptual framework of a study. For the X1 is job satisfactions and the workload for the next dependent variable and also turnover intention as independent variable. And for the methodology of this research, the method that I use in this research is descriptive and explanatory methods. According to the Ari Kunto in 2007, he defined that descriptive research is research that is often done to collect data in the form of information about the status of an existing symptom, namely the state of symptoms according to what they were when the research was conducted. The study or the research was conducted at CV Mitra Tanindo with 92 respondents, and data collection techniques that I use is the data collection techniques using survey methods by distributing questionnaires, which are then processed using Smart PLS version 3.2.8. This is for the hypothesis. I have two hypotheses in this research. For the first hypothesis, as you can see for the null hypothesis, it stated that job satisfaction doesn't have a negative and significant effect on CV Mitra Tanindo's turnover intention. And for the alternative hypothesis, in the first hypothesis, job satisfaction has a negative and significant impact on CV Mitra Tanindo's turnover intention. And for the second hypothesis, the null hypothesis, workload doesn't have a positive and significant effect on CV Mitra Tanindo's turnover intention. And for the alternative hypothesis, the workload has a positive and significant effect on CV Mitra Tanindo's turnover intention. This is the result of hypothesis testing. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, original study based on the estimated bootstrap using 92 samples in the table, the t-statistic value obtained for the first hypothesis is the effect of job satisfaction on turnover intentions of 2.818. It's absolutely greater than 1.96, and I use a p-value from alpha is 0.05. And as we can see, for the first hypothesis, the p-value is 0.005. It means that the p-value is smaller from the alpha. So then the null hypothesis for the first hypothesis is rejected, and we can accept the alternative hypothesis, which means that there is a negative and significant effect between job satisfaction on turnover intentions of CV Mitra Tanindo. For the second hypothesis, based on the bootstrap estimation using 92 samples in the table above, the t-statistic value for the second hypothesis is that the effect of workload on turnover intention is 5.240. It's absolutely, once again, greater than 1.96 that I use. Alpha is 0.05. And we can see too that the p-value for the second hypothesis is only 0.000. It means the p-value for the second hypothesis is smaller from the alpha that I use. Then the null hypothesis for the second hypothesis is rejected, and we can accept the alternative hypothesis, which means that there is a positive and significant influence between workload on turnover intentions of CV Mitra Tanindo. So ladies and gentlemen, based on the hypothesis result, job satisfaction has a negative and significant effect on CV Mitra Tanindo's turnover intention. And for the second hypothesis result, stated that workload has a positive and significant effect on turnover intention. And what does it mean? It means that when job satisfaction has a negative influence on CV Mitra Tanido's turnover intention, it means that if job satisfaction is high, then turnover is low. So for the second hypothesis, employee workload has a positive influence on CV Mitra Tanido's turnover intention. And what does it mean? It means if workload is high, turnover intention rates will be high. So it will be very positive influence. So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, to listen my presentations of my paper. Hopefully this paper will be very useful and beneficial, especially for me and for other researchers. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.